Yo, 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 it's the Jolly and Slimm Show. Here, let's go. Time to lock in, turn the volume up. We bring that heat, yeah, we keep it tough. Mindset, hustle, life on the go. You already know it's the Jolly and Slimm Show.
Oh no, I lost it. Whoa, wow, hey, there we are. What happened? Did I really lose something? That was weird. Actual recording is higher quality. Oh, something happened. Either way, what's up, everybody? And welcome to... Whoa, am I acting crazy right now? All right. And welcome to Season 2, Episode 1 of the Jolly and Slimm Show.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, good.
You're delayed. You're delayed on my end, but
awkward. I think it's just because we just started and it's doing that like upload, catching up, getting things situated stuff. So yeah, it looks like it might be caught up now.
We start the show, right?
No, you have to have a little hiccup in the beginning. You got to get all the kinks out early, you know? So,
yeah.
But yeah, we decided that this is going to be, since we kind of took a pretty decent break through the holidays. So this is going to be Season 2 of the show.
Yep, Season 2. We made it.
You heard it here first. You heard it here first, folks. Yeah.
Because really in I would say, was it January? Like 2.5 months from now would be a year that we kind of first.
Yeah, give or take. Yeah, that's
started.
True.
So it's almost, we're almost.
It's like the beginning of April essentially is when we started, right? Yeah, because it was the end of March when we. What weekend? So while we're on the subject, what weekend is the Texas meetup?
For this year?
Yes.
March 20th through the 20th.
That's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought. For some reason, I was looking at the calendar today and I was like, is it the 20th through the 22nd or is it the weekend after that? Because I was like, if it's the weekend after that, I could literally land, jump in my truck, and drive to Texas and go to the meetup. Like land from Africa, jump in the truck, and drive straight to Texas. I was like, and I would be crazy enough to do that. I want to say it was 9 hours. Is what I drove.
Well, because I think.
Well, I don't land. We don't get back until the next weekend, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
I'll still be in Africa then. Yeah.
Yeah, hypothetical.
Yeah. So I was like, oh man, because if it's that weekend, I was just like, if we get home on like a Wednesday or whatever, like I'll have a couple of days to, recoup, and then I'll just jump in the truck and drive. I won't have any money at that point because I'll have not worked for 2.5 weeks or whatever, and then but whatever, we'll figure it out. So. Typically, that's basically the truth. Bro, I know that we and just kind of so everybody knows, and stop me if I'm wrong here, but we've kind of decided that we're not like specifically like just talking about VFriends stuff anymore. Like it's going to be like what we want to talk about more than just that. Is that kind of where we're at? But I do want to lead with something VFriends related, because as you know, I have the comic book number 2 in the out of 25 and the out of 10 cover, which is crazy because you guys have all heard the story about what happened there, how I got three freaking numbered covers in my 3 comics that I bought, and then got a 4th one, and then had to buy a blank anyway, a base. Somebody has the 25 and the 10 listed on eBay. The same person has them both listed for like, I want to say it's like almost $5,000 between the two of them.
For which comics?
A comic number 2. And they have the red cover, or the red foil title, which is out of 25, listed for $1,200. And then they have the gold foil cover, which is the one out of 10, listed for $2,900. So that's $4,100 between the two of them. Now, that's just listed, of course, right? But still, like, that's pretty crazy to think about.
I would think that, I'm not going to say that's correct pricing, but I think
eventually it could be easily that.
I think it's up there. I think it's up there, around there, because I mean, for number 2 right now, for an open number 2 base, and they're selling for like $75.
Right. And sealed ones are like $150.
Yeah. So
like a sealed comic number 2 is
I
pretty
mean,
expensive.
I can see it being up there in that range, like pushing towards that range. Does it sell for that?
You
Depends.
see this? Okay, so this BA Bulldog,
Yeah.
1975. This is the one that I opened.
Really?
Yeah. So,
Is this the same number and everything? Yeah.
well, it's got that line on it. Remember, mine had that weird print line, and I traded it. I want to say I traded it to Dan when we were in Orlando for Chrome and Cocktails back in May. I traded it to Dan for like a very rare zombie or something, just like straight up trade. And yeah, and now it's on eBay, right? Unless there were 2, I don't remember what number it was, but unless there were 2 with that exact same line in it, which I highly doubt. You know, that doesn't seem plausible.
Yeah, that would be odd. I've made 2 big trades.
Yeah, tell me.
So remember, I think last time we talked, or maybe I was texting you, or maybe I didn't. Maybe I just dreamed it. But did I
That
tell
could
you
happen.
that Kowski pulled the Epic Jolly?
You did.
Okay, and I told you I was trying to pry it out of his hands.
Yes.
Well, we made a deal.
You wanted to get to it
trade.
before Scott got to it. Yeah.
Yeah, we made a trade for it. I got it.
Okay.
And we're actually gonna do the trade in Texas because we made a huge trade last year in Texas. So because he was like,
Keep
you
alive.
want it now? He was like, do you want it now, or do you just want to get it in Texas? I was like, I'll wait to Texas. If we did a big trade last year,
yeah,
let's do another big trade. That'd be our thing. Every year we'll make a big trade. So I traded on the validation,
Epic, yeah,
and the rare eel.
Oh yeah,
for it.
That's a good deal, I think.
I think that's. I mean, he needed a game. He's looking for gameplay cards. The eel's a good
gameplay card. Yeah.
I used the eel in my deck, but I think I was using it wrong because I don't even know if I ever won a hand with it.
Right.
So I wasn't too hung
the thing about a shiny eel is that I guess it gives you potentially 2 options for winning. Whereas with a base eel, you only have 1 option to win. Stamina.
Yeah, so
that's the only way you're winning.
Option.
Yeah. So that's a good idea to use a rare or a very rare eel.
So I traded on that for the Epic Jolly, and it's number 1 of 25.
Oh yeah, you said that's super cool. Yeah.
And now the other trade that I made that I did yesterday, or it was actually official today, but Whiskey pulled a Topps Chrome Jolly sketch. I don't even know who it's by, but he had a Jolly sketch.
You have one already too, don't you?
I have one.
Yeah.
So I reached out to him and was like, hey, rumor on the street is you have a Jolly sketch. And he was like, yeah. I was like, and I have, which I use this card in my deck. So this is like, so now I've used 2 cards from my deck, but whatever. But it's not like I'm a top player, so it doesn't really,
Be fine.
But, so I was like, because I have that Urchin Epic that I pulled.
Yeah. And Ben likes the Urchin. So did he do something? Did they work out something like that? Yeah.
So I reached out to him. I was like, hey, you got that Jolly Epic? He was like, yeah, I'll be willing to move it. I was like, would the Epic Urchin 25 out of 25 start the negotiation? And he was like, yeah, I'll do that. I was like, all right, well, what do you value the Jolly sketch? Which he was like, probably around 450, which is fair. That's probably about right. Somewhere around there. So I was like, all right, let me see what I got.
You're not far off then, because I mean you're a couple $100 maximum off on that. Half probably, I guess. Yeah. So that is pretty far when you think about percentages.
Now, before I show you what I'm about to show you, is here's the Epic for that.
Okay, yeah. I've seen it before.
I have like $35 in. I bought into like a 15 box break, hit that
right
for like $35.
Right. I think I remember. So, I think I was there for that one.
I offered them that Epic and this Series 1 non-bat.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I think that's a good deal.
And he took it. I think it's fair. Now, and for this, I didn't have, but this I got this in a Courage show, and he did mystery packs. I I can't remember if I did, and this was one of like the hits. I can't remember if it was a $55 or $75, but either way, let's just say
Either way, you're in
$75.
$100.
I got
give or take. Yeah.
110. I got $110 in on these two cards for that 450. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I really didn't want to. Not that I didn't want to, but it's a series one, so it's kind of hard. It's like, hey, shits, you know. But I was like, man, the gnome bat means nothing to me, really, you know.
Yeah.
So, and I sent him it last night, and he never responded. But it was late. Then this morning about like 11 o'clock, I think he responded and was like, yeah, I'll do that.
That's funny. I love it.
So I made two pretty good big trades for two big pieces to my Jolly collection.
Yeah, that's cool. That's fun. I like that.
So
I like that a lot.
But yeah, so that's other than that, dude, working and all I've been doing and trying to see if I'm going to get paid. I don't know.
Have you not gotten paid yet?
Yeah, I got paid.
Okay.
But
I was going to say that'd be weird. It's been a while.
Not near the amount that
you were expecting.
But it was never promised. It was could type.
Sure.
But
yeah.
But again, it's been our slow months and stuff like that, so I'm taking that in consideration. But now, I don't know how long it's been taught, but I'm like the owner's loan partner now. So basically, I just do his.
Okay.
And I make a percentage off him, and I do a lot of his stuff that needs, pricing.
You're like an executive assistant, kind of, or something.
Pretty much. But then he reached out to me today and was like, "Hey, I have another project," which, about. I was like, okay, cool. And now he wants me to start basically running the company's social media platforms.
Well, that's cool.
And like posting, coming up with a post, not only the company, but his personal business page. So start scheduling his post.
Yeah.
And there's a podcast that they do. They haven't done it in a while because of the merger and moving, but there's a podcast they do. I think it's called like the Lone Boys, or I don't know what it's called, but Lone Guys or something like that podcast. And he wants me to start helping him like produce that and do stuff like that. And he's
That's
like,
cool.
I feel like this is something that like you can. He goes, you follow Gary Vee. I know you know Gary Vee. It was like, and I know, and he goes, you post. I see your post, and you're pretty good at what you're doing.
Yeah.
It was like, so this is something I feel like you won't really need like much training for it. Like it's something you can just run with. And I was like, yeah, bet. Because like essentially, man, that's kind of what I was hoping was going to happen anyway, was I was going to be able to take that over. So now I don't know how long until we start that. Cause I was like, all right, let me know when you need me to start this. Cause I can start today doing stuff.
Right.
But he was like, I'll let you know. But
that's pretty cool. I like that.
There's been, and I'm now, that everything was going on. Like I'm technically, so there's like the owner and the founder and stuff like that. And then there's the two team leads. And then it's me. I'm in charge of people now.
You like the man around here. It's the
like,
man, right? Chill.
I went from failing the test, not really having a job, to barely getting a job in the position, to now I'm in charge of people.
But you know what, man? That's what happened. That's how it works, right? Like my sister, my youngest sister, who's 20 years younger than me. So she's about to have a birthday. So her birthday's in 5 days. Her dad, anyway, her birthday's coming up. Yeah, her birthday's in 5 days. So anyway, she'll be 23. She works for a guy who started a website a bunch of years ago for a local news outlet kind of thing that turned into this like just huge company, essentially, right?
Yeah.
She works for them, but not for that company. She does something else with them. They've started building these little like cafes and stuff. And she basically, there's a franchise thing called Beignets and Brew. And they opened one of those, and she manages it for them. And at 23 years old, working for these people, managing this thing for them, And she just started out as like somebody working in one of their cafes making sandwiches or whatever. You know what I mean? And she's only been working for 5 years total. You know what I mean? I don't even think that long, you know? And she worked at Walmart for a while, so she hasn't been there that long. They just like her and she works hard. You know what I mean? And they've just kept promoting her. And like, she makes more money than probably I've ever made at any job ever. And she's 23 years old. You know what I mean? And it's just like, crazy. she just did it. You know what I mean? Like, she just went to work and she works and you know what I mean? Like, they appreciate it. And so they pay her for it, you know, like, and that's just sometimes that's just how it works. Like, you just make an impression and like, there you go.
I'm good at those things. So,
I think you'll be good at it.
Say I'm decent at them. I'm working.
Here's the thing about it. Here's the thing about it, right? I think we both know this, but I'll say it for the people that probably know it too, especially with social media in the way it works right now, like we've talked about in the past. Doing it at all means more than trying to figure out how to do it good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just doing it at all. Yeah. Doing it at all works. I've realized that again with my Facebook. I've been posting a lot more on Facebook and I've noticed a lot more traffic. I started 2 YouTube pages recently and all I'm doing on them, one of them is all AI. Okay. So I've just posted shorts. I don't post anything but shorts on both.
Is it your Sora stuff?
Yeah. So everything that I've posted on Sora goes onto one of the YouTube channels. It's called A Flash of Faith. Because I was like, it's kind of a cool name for like a short, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and then the other one, which I don't do as much because I tend to not. What I try to do with Sora, and it doesn't work all the time, is I get ChatGPT to write me 3 10 to 15 second long, I tell it 10 to 15 second long sermons, essentially, like 1 sentence long kind of the situations, right? In the morning. And then I just copy and paste that into Sora. That guy Slim says whatever, right? And then one of what I do 3 different things basically. One is that guy Slim says with no other prompts. That guy Slim says paste. That guy Slim says from stage paste. That guy Slim says from a podcast desk paste. Those 3, right? That's the only 3 prompts I give it. And then I just take those videos and post them on YouTube as a short.
Have you got?
So I have, and then the other page is the same concept, except it's me actually reading it live. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's that one. A Flash of Faith page has 119 subscribers.
Yeah,
more than my personal account has. Yeah, more than my That Guy Slim page. 51,000 views. 51,000 views on 58 videos. So not quite 1,000 views per video, but like
that's still pretty good.
The highest one I think is 2,500. Most of them are over 1,000, but the ones that are under 1,000 are like really low. You know what I mean? So it skews the. But yeah, so like I was like, this is just, you know, and then obviously there's all the this AI garbage.
Oh,
you know, you get it on Instagram, I know, right?
People come, they haven't come for me lately.
Mine hasn't either, for the most part. I even had one guy comment recently, this is one of the best uses of Sora I've ever seen. And I was like, hey, thanks. Like, that's better than trash. Because I even made I even made the description of the channel like, this is all AI. Like, from the script to the video to everything. It's all AI. But I also do this. Yeah, I also do this live. Like me doing it on other channels. You know what I mean? Because everyone's like, it's not that hard to just say it out. You know, why don't you just do it yourself? And I'm like, well, I do. Just not here. That's not what this channel is for.
You should be like, here. You should go here. You should, every time someone says that, send them the link.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're like, oh, yeah. One thing that I've been liking doing lately, I don't know if you've seen them, but I've been trying to find historical events and putting myself in it. Like I was at the Kennedy assassination.
That's funny.
I was in the theater when
You
Lincoln got shot.
you didn't do it, did you?
Hey, I can't
No
confirm
comment.
or deny.
I think my other page, the one where I do them, like actually record myself saying the script, it only has 35 subscribers, but I still think that's more than what my actual my That Guy Slim YouTube has.
My Jolly,
But it has 19,000 views on 16 videos, so that is more than 1,000 views per video on that one.
That's a good average.
So
I think I have 98
no,
subscribers.
I have 88 on my That Guy Slim.
On
So
my personal, and like I've had that one for at least right around a year. Actually, probably a little over a year. Probably going on about a year and a half now. But I go until recently. I haven't really I go through phases where I'll post like 9 videos in a few days, and then I'll start getting a bunch of traction.
yeah,
But then
you'll miss a day, and it's like starting over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or miss a week or a month.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
things like that.
Well, that's the thing. I seem to not do the ones of me actually reading it as much as I do the Sora ones, because I can do the Sora ones just sitting in a chair, right? Like I can just do.
You could. I mean, every day you get 30 videos, so you could push out 30 real quick.
Yeah, but I only do 3. I do 3 a day. I could do more. I just only do 3.
I'm saying you could record 30 videos, and you would have 10 sets of 3 for it's 3. That's 10 days right there. If you did.
You're saying not post them all,
Yeah.
but I could create them all. Yeah.
Yeah. You could have. And then I mean, you do that every day for a month. They're gonna be stacked up.
Right. Well, and I mean, yeah, I could post even more then, or start another page, or whatever. Yeah.
Because I usually put mine. I usually at night when I'm just chilling. That's when I'll go through and make my videos.
Yeah.
I'll just come up with random ideas, like this and that. And I just noticed that they just finally started releasing more of the VFriends characters that you can use. So that's pretty cool. But
yeah, I saw you did one with what was it?
Gorilla.
The gorilla you've used. Yep, and the Gary B, obviously, Jolly, obviously. There was another one I thought.
There's I think I did one with a Heart Trooper. I did one with the astronaut.
Yeah, but those have been out, right?
Yeah, those have. They just, I don't know how, I guess in the past week or two, did they release the robot, the wizard,
the robot is the one I was thinking of.
So, but yeah, I enjoy this. I enjoy Sora. It's pretty fun.
I think it's fun. Yeah, I think it's fun for sure.
I mean, for people, people got to, there are people who understand what it is, and then there's people who are like, oh, yeah, no. Yeah. It's like, all right, whatever. Then you go, if you're so mad, once you go make a video, I'm pretty sure you'll laugh at it.
Yeah, stop it.
But,
you're being silly.
So I got 11% I got 11% on my battery, so
oh my gosh, we gotta hurry. So we decided we were gonna bring topics to the table. Each one of us is gonna bring a topic to the table. The other one doesn't know what it is. And we're just gonna talk about it randomly. Is that the deal?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first or me?
I feel like in a way, I can go first.
Okay.
Because my topic may not be as long.
Okay.
But my topic was basically just going to ask you, with the new year happening, and new ideas, new things happening, things you're probably what's a couple of the things that you're trying to.
What does my year look like? What's my New Year's resolutions?
Yeah, what you're trying to put more effort into, more thought into, you
got to have big goals.
What are some of your goals and things you want to try to accomplish for this year?
Yeah, it's good. I like that. Personally, I haven't fleshed anything out on paper yet as far as what my goals look like, but I do have some things in my head that I want to do. One is, much like yourself, I want to do a solo podcast. But really what my solo podcast is going to be is basically me practicing sermons that I write, because I want to start getting more stage time at church and in our youth group, which I actually got yesterday. We have Tribe, which is our youth group, our teenage youth group, high school youth group on Wednesday nights. And last night Whitney, who runs it, was like, she was like, yeah, she was like, I was looking through the schedule to see who I was going to have speak what nights and stuff. And she was like, oh, I need to get Tim a spot. But she had everything planned out already. She was like, maybe I can get him a spot in March. And then she goes, wait, he's not going to be here in March. So I'm pretty much going to be gone the whole month of March. So to Uganda. So like, obviously can't speak, but she did say that when I get back, that's going to be a thing. Like I'm going to get put more into the rotation, I guess. So that'll be cool. I'm pretty stoked about that, which was kind of something that I've been hoping for and praying for because I really want to do that. So for me to not even ask, but it to be thought of is kind of cool, right? Like I didn't ask her to do that, but she thought to do it anyway. So that's cool. I want to do that. And then I'm working on my body a little bit, especially leading into the Uganda trip because we're going to be like walking a lot. You know what I mean? Like you doing a lot of boots on the ground kind of stuff while you're there. So, they were like, you're going to walk a lot. So just be prepared for that. So I've been doing some body weight exercises and swinging the kettlebell, doing some different kettlebell exercises.
Yeah, I've seen you posting about that.
Yeah, different stuff like that. So that is a big thing right now. Still preparing, even though it's only it's literally only a few weeks away, it feels like now. But preparing for the Uganda trip, I'm still pretty far away from having all the money that I need for that, but it'll get there. I know it will. It's just a matter of finding the right people to partner with,
Yeah, it'll get there for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think it would have gotten started if it wasn't going to get finished, right? You know what I mean? So that, and then kind of trying to figure out what I want to do about, like, I've been kicking around the idea of like getting a job, or whatever. But interesting thing that just happened is my old business that I left is getting sold. And today I went and met the new owners because they don't really know anything about how to use all the equipment and stuff. Like they have an understanding of the business a little bit, but not how to use the equipment specifically. So I went in and like showed them how to use the embroidery machine and, different stuff like that. And then, so I'm thinking that there might be some opportunity for maybe like a sales rep type position or something to that effect. And then also some like consulting and stuff to keep them, you know what I mean? Just as they learn and stuff. And I don't know if I told you this, but I met a guy a few weeks ago, well, a couple months ago now, it feels like, that runs a women's recovery shelter facility. And they're building a new building. And he had this idea of building out a print shop inside their new building that the women can run and operate just like a business, right? That helps make them money. It makes money for the shelter itself or the facility itself, all that kind of different stuff. And he wants me to come in and help them build that out. So that won't be until later this year, if not the beginning of next year. So, but still something that's like on my radar of something I want to do and be involved with. So yeah. So those are kind of some things that I have on my radar.
That's some good things to, build off of and things that are promising. Like you said, with the church, was asking you to speak more, and it was something you wanted to do, and they actually asked you.
Right, they came to me with it. Right, and so like, hey, man,
I got 18 sermons,
Yeah, I got a bunch of stuff written. Can I say it?
Yeah, so that's pretty cool, and it makes you feel good too when you're appreciating and like something that people know that you're passionate about.
Yeah,
like want you to actually do something for the organization that helps the organization. So it makes it shows that at some point, whatever how big or small it is, you're being appreciated and like there is value in what you've been doing. It probably helps you out, like the decisions that you made last year. That maybe there were the right decisions.
Right. Yeah,
there's still
fair.
questions,
of course.
But it's like it gives you some validation.
It was the right decision. I'll have to tell you later about all the like stuff I found out recently about the split up.
I saw that post,
but
I saw that.
That's what that was about.
I was like,
That's what that was about.
And And I kind of feel like, before we even talk about it later on, I kind of felt like that something like that was going on anyway when you were telling me all the details of how things went down.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I was like,
I'll have to tell you on the phone. I don't want to say it on the show, but
yeah. We'll talk later.
What about you? What does your year look like? Do you have big goals? Do you have big dreams?
Man, I want to. I mean, besides like work and all that stuff, like that's just it's whatever. But like personal stuff, like for one, I gotta work on my health. But I mean, I turn 45 next month.
Woo!
I know I'm not eating right. I know, like, and I went to the doctor the other day to get my blood pressure medicine and stepped on that scale. And I'm the biggest I've ever been in my life.
Whoa, bro, you had just lost a bunch of weight, hadn't you?
Yeah, but
yeah,
I went from walking 15,000 steps a day at school, and
that's true,
to sitting at a desk all day and
yeah,
snacking.
That's right.
I'm not eating right.
Yeah.
Like I know I'm not eating right. I'm not really doing anything. So you know, focusing on my I really want to get back down to my fighting weight, because Jake Paul's got something coming for him. He thought he got his jaw broken.
Thinks he got his jaw broke once. Wait, you just wait.
This big boy comes. But I mean, and plus, man, I'm I need to start paying more attention to my body, because I mean, I am getting older. But besides that type of stuff and eating better, I want to like stream. Like, I really want to take this like, not that I haven't been taking the content stuff serious. I really want to like really deep dive into it and just like do it and post
like
every day.
If you're not at work, you're doing something. Yeah.
And I mean, I know there's still going to be those days that I don't want to do anything, but I gotta change habits of what my habits and stuff, and I just gotta, like today is the third day in a row that I came home and cooked dinner for myself.
There you go.
And I haven't cooked dinner 3 days in a row
in a long time, maybe ever.
I bet you I would almost no. I used to cook a lot. I would say almost all of last year. Maybe like actually come home and
I just cooked some food tonight too. I cooked some chicken. I cooked off some chicken and some potatoes, and
I did chicken and rice.
That way, I've just got some stuff kind of in the fridge, So
yeah, and that way I can have something for lunch, because that's the problem. I go to work, I don't have nothing for lunch, so I grab a bag of chips,
right,
something like that.
Yeah.
And really, another thing, not that it's a big ordeal, I got to cut out my Red Bull.
I'll tell you what was tough for me when I first started doing Walmart Spark is going into the Walmart store 5 to 10 times a day, and like you'll grab a bag of chips, like you said, or you know what I mean, or a drink or whatever. It's like, I'm checking out. I got to go through the checkout line anyway. I might as well grab myself a Milo's tea. You know what I mean, or whatever. And it's
the Milo's good.
And it's like,
it's especially the extra sweet tea.
And I get the lemonade mix one, but either way,
I go for the extra sweet.
But either way, it's like it's just so easy to grab a thing, and you know what I mean. And just it's like man. But so now I bought like a case of water, and I just leave it in the truck. You know what I mean? Like there's always water in the truck. That way, I'm like, okay, well, I don't need to buy anything. I've got water in the truck.
And that's how I've been thinking too. Like, I need to drink more water, because that helps with my blood pressure too.
Sure.
Water, if you drink water, it brings your blood pressure down.
Water.
That's it.
That's cool.
I'm at 7% now, so let's.
We made it. We made it through.
I think so.
Yeah. So my topic that I was going to bring to the table is a little bit different. It is essentially the idea is when does a hobby become like an idol, essentially, right? Like when does a hobby become idolatry? If you're a believer, if you're not a believer, if you're not a Christian, then this doesn't matter. But if you are, like, then there's a real question that I have of like, and even if you're not a Christian, the question could be reworded to essentially like, when does a hobby become a distraction? Or when does it become, when does it go too far? Or when does it take over your identity? Right? There's a lot of different ways you could word it.
I saw when you posted that, and I had to read it a few times, and I was like, I'm not sure really what he's asking here. So, like, are you asking, like, when does a hobby come where like you may be like idolizing that hobby, or like you putting that hobby on a pedestal over stuff?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah. When does it become the most important thing? Or when does it become more important than what should be the most important thing? Like, for example, it doesn't even have to be the thing that we've met through, right? V-Friends. Like, at what point does a man's time spent playing Call of Duty affect his marriage? At what point do you see what I'm saying? Like,
Yes. I mean, I would
when does the thing become too much, essentially? And I mean, it's a different answer for every person, but like, what do you think for you it would be?
It's crazy. It's the way to answer that could be answered in a million ways.
Right, of course.
But
Yeah.
I just feel like
I said, it's going to be different for every person.
you have to,
So-
like, when you have a hobby, you know, I'm prime example, you got to moderate it at some point. Like, it can't be everything that you wake up, think about, even though you do, but you don't need to put, like, thinking about it's cool, but just, like, that's all you do is get on, like, you know, whatever you're into and just, like, deep dive all the time. And, like,
Sure.
then, like, basically you're not taking care of your outside stuff. Like, when you're putting, things off that need to be done, or like if you had, say you're in school and you're over there worrying about Pokemon V Friends cards, Disney cards, and you have a test tomorrow and you're
Right.
on Whatnot, but you
Right.
can't get off Whatnot. But I think somehow what causes problems is when that hobby becomes something that people start getting that itch because they want that big hit and they're chasing something, just like gambling.
It's
You're
dopamine,
chasing
right?
something. Yeah, you get that dopamine hit, and it's fun to get on Whatnot. And you feel like you can cut up with people and this and that. But when does it become a distraction? And some people get caught up because they spend a lot of money on this, and they're chasing to make that money back. So it becomes a distraction where they put things off because they're like, man, I gotta pull this card so I can sell it and I can do this,
Right.
or not just card, but
especially when you're buying, when you're living it from that perspective, it literally is the same thing as going to the casino.
Yeah,
it is gambling. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, that's literally what it is.
So, like,
now, if you're collecting for the sake of collecting, that's different. If you're looking at it from the perspective that you just spoke on, though, then that's literally gambling. Like, I need to do this again because I didn't get anything the first time. I need to get something so I can get my money back. You know what I mean? I need to rebuy into that Hold'em tournament because I need to make my money back. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's the same idea, same concept.
You're trying to, and then you get that card. Say you do get a big card. I mean, we're probably guilty of it. We get that big card, you flip it, and we go right back into it again.
Right. You don't
and then
keep
you're like,
that
oh,
money.
crap.
Yeah, exactly.
I just the $300 I made on that card, I just went back into 3 breaks and got $5 worth of cards now, and now I'm back to square one again, stressing. So I guess when it happens, when I feel like it happens, and you don't even know it happens.
That's exactly right.
One of the notes
that I wrote down is that most of the time we don't even notice it happening.
Yeah,
we don't even see it.
When you realize and you have that mindset where you're like, it's already happened.
You're already over.
It's too late.
It's already too late. Yeah.
And you're in that hole. Because, I mean, I would say, for me personally, I kind of got in that hole, and I'm in that hole now because when I started my business, I got, a credit card, a business credit card with a pretty big credit limit on it, and I was buying. And in the beginning, I was buying, ripping to resell. And we all know that's the classic mistake, rookie mistake. You're not, I mean, back in a couple years ago, you can make half your money back easily, or a little bit more than half. But now it's not happening. Like, you're not going to go buy a $500 box, open it up, and make $250 back. You might make $75.
Unless you hit a banger.
If you hit the
banger, yeah,
you still may not even break. You might just break even. You might not even make a profit. That autograph there, that banger card is only this. You have to hit the one of ones, the color blasts and the kabooms and things like that. That's when you make double your money. And we all know, like, I still yet to hit a kaboom.
Yeah.
Like
So one of the things I think about, especially with VFriends, right? And I know that the people that we interact with inside of the VFriends community all post VFriends related stuff because that's what the people in the community, like we're all it's all part of the same community, right? So like you're posting VFriends things because that's the people that follow you on TikTok or whatever, right? But I wrote this down as a question. So we all know that Gary has said essentially like if he dies, like what happens to VFriends essentially? Like the whole thing could go away, right? Without him, the whole thing could disappear. And then if that were to happen, who would you be? You know what I'm saying? Like who would you be if VFriends went away? Not you specifically, but just like, and that could go across to any hobby, right? If World of Warcraft shut down tomorrow, right? Like who would the guild leader, the top guild leader in the world, like who would they be if the game shut down tomorrow? Right? Who would somebody that talks about the Carolina Panthers and has the best Carolina Panthers podcast, if Carolina Panthers moved to another state tomorrow, who would that person be? If that's what they've put all of their time and energy and identity into, then what? Right? You know what I mean? And I think that's the scary part, I think, is the like what would happen if this thing went away? Right? If Topps stopped making cards tomorrow, right? Like they just went out of business. They're done. You know what I mean? Or Panini or whatever, right? Like who would all these people, what would happen to them? What would they become if that thing just disappeared? You know what I mean?
Some people would probably have mental breakdowns because they have so much money involved, and now that thing is not even like you're not able to sell it anymore, or trade it anymore because there's no value because no one would want to buy it. Like even if you had, you know, a nice card or collectible, and it goes out of business and like it's not there anymore. Yeah, like if Disney went out of business, I still think their stuff would have value.
Yeah.
Like, and it would probably have more value because it's limited now. There's no more stuff. Like, but for sports cards, I think everything would just go down in value. Now, the Jordan rookies and like the big time cards, they would still keep their value.
But it's not even about just value, right? Like,
yeah,
if the whole point of the hobby is the value of the cards, then it's a business and not a hobby.
Yeah, you're right.
Right. So
if you break it,
if you're really just collecting things to collect things, or you know what I mean, or whatever the case is, then it doesn't matter what the value is as much as your emotional attachment to it. But if it goes away, then what is your emotional attachment to it? And if you've invested all of that emotion into it, then what happens, right?
I think that's an individual thing because,
of course, yeah.
Like,
well, some people are going to react to it and be like, "Oh, okay, well, that's fine." And some people are going to lose their whole mind because they're like, "Well, who am I now?"
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah, you know, I made all these friends. Everybody that I know because of this thing, and it went away. So do these people still know me? Do I still know them? Do we, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of questions there.
I feel like with the friends that I made, or, you know, through VFriends and stuff, I feel like that if it just went away, I still think those relationships would be there.
A lot of them would, yeah.
A lot of them that would. Now, would there be?
I could think of a few people that wouldn't be true for. But
I would say, you know what
I mean? But I think for the most part, most everybody is cool like that, you know? But and that's just but that's just the culture of VFriends. That wouldn't be the same for all.
No, like
all
sports
hobbies.
Sports that would not be for.
Not
people
the case.
Would lose their mind. Like that, people. I think in the sports world, there's not many people who like each other anyway.
That's right.
You know the sports card nonsense. You know who those guys are?
Yeah, yeah.
Jesse and Mike. I think his name is Mike Geo or whatever. They have that podcast. They talked about like why non-sports stuff is like the communities are better than sports community. Like, because Mike Geo on there, I think he's more of a sports guy, and Jesse is a sports guy, but he also is into like Star Wars big time, Pokemon. He's more of the non-sports knowledge person, I would say. And he was talking, and he was actually wearing a V-Friend shirt when he was talking about it. But he was like saying because like the communities are better over there because like no one's it's just not like it's not cutthroat.
Right.
It's people are enjoying being in breaks together, enjoying collecting together, and when they go places, they go and meet each other. There's not many sports people. Now, I'm not saying that sports people don't go like meet each other and they go to these shows and have friendships, but like to find a group of people, like a pretty sized group that all come from different places and different countries to come and hang out around V-Friends and then go do stuff outside of that together.
Right, right.
Like,
yeah.
There's probably not a lot of communities doing that. They come, they see each other at the shows, they talk doing that stuff. Some of them probably do go have dinner and hang out afterwards, whatever. But I wouldn't say big groups of people. And I could be totally wrong. I mean,
you?
Like Pokemon people, I think are similar to the V-Friends world, but I still think Pokemon still has that mixture of where people are just in it for the money and the flip.
Sure, there's definitely that for sure.
They're not there to, be your bud and plan a trip with you and go here and go there and do things like that. So, I don't know. That's a question that's like when you start answering it, there's so many more options that pop in your head while you're answering it that you don't really.
My light died.
You're like, well, I've had my light died too. My phone's probably about to die.
So yeah, anyway, we can leave it up to the audience. So if anybody's watching at some point, then you can tell us in the comments.
But yeah, we just don't need to. Definitely don't need to turn it into. I think it's not really people don't idolize it. I think it's really. I think what it all boils down to is the money people spent on it. That's what turns them into idolizing it or putting it on a pedestal because of the money spent for that particular thing and then trying to keep up with the Joneses in that whole thing.
Then if that's the case, is the money becoming the idol by proxy of the hobby, right?
Essentially, yeah.
And so is that essentially the same thing, right? Are you just trading one for the other, essentially? Like
I saw a video the other day where a kid opened their box of cards and he pulled a Downtowner Kaboom. It was a pretty good player. And he was excited, but his first question was,
how much is this worth?
I wonder how much I could sell this for. How much is it worth?
Right.
And someone that was recording said, this we're cooked.
Cooked.
Because that's what it
it's a legitimate, that's the state of the hobby though. For real. Like that's just the way it is.
Guilty of it. I've been guilty of it too. Like, oh, what can I sell this for? But the reason I'm like that is because I'm trying to recoup money that I already spent. So because of what,
you're trying to create money because of something that you do want to collect, and that might not be a card that you care to collect, right? Like there's a difference there, but yeah. But anyway, something for the people to ponder, and for us to ponder. And I know your phone's about to die, and we're right at 50 minutes in, so I think we probably could.
We made it.
We could probably just call it an episode, huh?
Yeah, we can do it.
Season 2, episode 1 in the books. If you have any comments, make sure you post them in the comments. Post your comments in the comments. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I have been Slimm. And he's
Jolly.
he's jolly. Thank you guys for watching and listening and hanging out. We'll see you on the next go round.